You probably know that I have an interest in mental health, even if it is peripheral. And I came across an interesting perspective today, which I thought I'd share here. And basically, it said that one way to ensure your mental health is to increase your mental strength, if there's such a term. But it is to think of your mind as something, of your psyche as something being supported by a neural muscle or force that, like any other muscle or force, is there and it needs to be strong. The stronger it is, the more healthy it is. So if you have this mental strength, then your mental health will be better. And how do you then increase this mental strength? And one way that this idea that I encountered, one way that they said that you can ensure mental strength is by how you address failure. Because failure is something that the fear of failure particularly is something that affects your mental health. Because if you fail, then you will often have to answer to somebody, whether it's an audience or yourself or your family. But failure is public, and even if it's private, at least there's that audience of one, yourself, that is there. So how do you deal with failure? It is not by saying failure is not an option. Instead, it is failure might happen, but then how do I move on from it? How do I overcome it? And once you start thinking like that, then it takes a little bit of the pressure off. And you do things to increase your mental strength, to recover from failure, from the stress it might put on your mental health. And how do you increase your mental strength? Well, it can happen by approaching the boundaries of where you are uncomfortable. So if you're afraid of public speaking, then you might start by going on stage and speaking. All right? Or you have these targets and you meet them. But then what happens once you have achieved that? You have overcome your fear of public speaking. The trick then is to find your new frontier, your new border, and go there. Go to your new area of discomfort and work on that. So in my case, for example, I started off doing these videos. I was very awkward about it. I didn't know what to do. And I busied myself with the technical aspects. And once those were taken care of, I felt more comfortable with the whole thing. And I started to open up a bit more. I talked about things that were very personal. And now I'm wondering that should I be doing something even more? And for me, that is an example that maybe in these videos, I can take more risk. I can maybe talk about issues that I would have been uncomfortable talking about in the past, or opening it up to public scrutiny, because I'm very, very conscious of what people might say, or as they say in Bengali, loke ki bolbe. And that is how I hope to increase my own mental strength, my mental fortitude, so that at the end of the day, I have the capability to ensure my mental health by myself, by making sure that I am strong enough to overcome failure, to see failure not as an end, as a disaster, but something that can be overcome. And anyway, this clip has crossed the 4-minute mark. It's heading into 5-minute territory. And that's what happens when you don't organize your thoughts beforehand. So maybe I'll start writing these things down, making myself better, ensuring that they are of an interesting length. But I think you get the point. Mental strength is the key to mental health.